What's up, friends? This is Dustin Coyle. Just got back from playing a little bit of basketball, and I'm here to do the episode number 26, Bellator 175 recap on the Intelligent Thoughts podcast. Should be a relatively easy one. Really, we got five fights, I guess we'll talk about, but it's going to be relatively quick because of that, and not a whole lot else going on. Bellator 175. It was held in Rosemont, Illinois. They're calling it Chicago. The return to Chicago for Bellator. Headlined by King Mo and Rampage Jackson Part 2. I guess they actually billed it as Rampage versus King Mo 2. It was a pretty damn good fight between the two. The main event, King Mo gets the decision 29-28 on all three scorecards. It was an easy decision. It was pretty obvious what happened. King Mo pretty much dominated the first round with wrestling. A couple significant takedowns. He looked strong as fuck, especially in the top game. I mean, he had really good top game there. Rampage did not look nearly as strong. What wasn't really expected to. I mean, I think everybody knew that King Mo was going to be a better wrestler in this one. And that is the case. That's basically what we saw there in the first round. Some ground and pound, a lot of position control and shit like that from King Mo. A good first round for Mo, and he obviously won the first round. The second round, it was a comeback there for Quentin. He rocked King Mo, I think, 2 different times. Pretty much sat him down, not quite, but pretty much sat him down once. And at the end of the round, King Mo was hurt. Definitely a good round there for Quentin Jackson, letting his hands go, finding his reach. Definitely looked bigger. Definitely, or not necessarily stronger, but he had some great reach. Everybody talks about King Mo having a good reach, which he did as well. Quentin Jackson, though, a lot of power at the end of his punches there with his hands. Great second round for him. Obviously wins the round for him there. 1-1 going into the third round. Round 3 basically comes out, and it kind of goes back to the same way that the first round was. A bit of a grappling match. A lot of clinch work from Muhammad Lawal. Rampage was trying to land some of his punches, but he really wasn't able to do as much damage in the third round as he did in the second round just because of the distance. Better distance for Mo, and more takedowns, and great clinch work. Easily wins the third round. You get a 29-28 decision on all three scorecards. Both fighters look pretty good. I believe that Rampage is now out of his Bellator contract and is supposedly, I guess, on a UFC contract if he wants to fight again. So it was part of some sort of a stipulation that when he went over to Bellator, it was only going to be a two-fight contract or something like that, with the understanding, I guess, that he had to come back to UFC afterwards. I'm not entirely sure how those negotiations went down or how that all went down, but I'm pretty sure that is the case of what happened. So I think he's contractually obligated to the UFC at this point if he wants to continue fighting. He looked pretty good. King Mo's a great fighter, so it's definitely no slouch to win definitely solid win a round, almost win the fight. Very close decision. I'd like to see some more Rampage, and for King Mo, you'd think he might be looking at a title shot pretty soon. Phil Davis. No, that was a heavyweight bout, wasn't it? It depends what he could do. I guess he could be a light heavyweight. He could be a heavyweight again. It'd be interesting to see what King Mo does, but he looked really good there. Co-main event of the evening. Emmanuel Sanchez, Marcus Galvao. Great fight here. Emmanuel Sanchez looks fantastic. He actually missed weight, though. He came in at 149.5. So that was a 3.5 pounds over the 146-pound limit. Don't want to see that. He looked fantastic, though. Excellent array of kicks. Really a great kickboxer, or seems to be a damn high-level kickboxer. Kept distance pretty much the entire fight. Landed a lot of shit. Was very... it was hard to predict. Excuse me. Looked very, very good. Wins a 30-27 on all three scorecards decision. Marcus Galvao, obviously, very high-level ex-champ. A little bit older, getting a little bit older. And for Emmanuel Sanchez, you got to think that that is a pretty fantastic victory on his resume. Just 6 years old, fighting with Duke Rufus. A lot of props there. Damn, a lot of fights. I guess he's a decisionator, though, isn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight fights have gone to a decision. And what? 1, 2, 3, 4 straight split decisions, one a majority decision. A lot of. It's weird. I actually haven't seen the majority of those fights. I really should go back and watch some of them. What comes next for him, though, is going to be a good question. Look at the Bellator rankings here. Honestly, I can't find shit. It's kind of whatever, but you think it's probably going to be up there, moving up there generally. Looked good. I'd like to see what happens next. I mean, fuck. All right, let's move on. Heavyweight bout. Pretty interesting fight here. Sergey Karatanov versus Chase Gormley. They traded in early in the round. Gormley actually looked really good. Probably the first 2 minutes of the fight. Kind of looked like he burned out after about 2 minutes. He was definitely getting tagged also, but after 2 minutes, the tides definitely kind of flip-flopped, and he didn't look like he nearly had the speed or the movement that he had in the first couple of minutes, and Karatanov wins with a KO uppercut, a pretty sick one, 3 minutes and 55 seconds into the fight. Sick KO, one punch, sort of a slow fall down. Walk off, no need for anything extra from Karatanov. Looked pretty good, not fantastic. He really was getting rocked early on. I think somebody maybe a little more powerful, a Rampage, for example, would have probably knocked him out in that first round. Maybe even a King Mo would have knocked him out in that first round. So I don't think he really looked fantastic. But, it's a win. It's a knockout win. It's a highlight reel knockout win. And that'll be fantastic for his promotion here in the near future. And we'll see what happens with Karatanov from this point on. Not a whole lot going on at heavyweight for anybody. That's why I'm kind of wondering if King Mo might choose to stay at heavyweight and become the champion there rather than going back to 205 and having to beat Phil Davis, who is, from what I can tell, pretty clearly the best fighter in all of Bellator right now. The most dominating, though, at least I would say. So who knows? Karatanov might work his way into something like that. Got the one-punch KO, just didn't look fantastic otherwise. I think a lot of people are going to go out thinking it was a great performance, but it really wasn't just because of how much he got tagged there at the beginning. All right, and a catchweight bout at 148 pounds. Noad Lahat, the Israeli dude who keeps submitting everybody, submits Lloyd Carter with a rear naked choke. Second round. Pretty sick body triangle. Put him out damn quick. Unfortunately, he didn't make weight. He's 2 pounds overweight, so it's not truly a featherweight fight, which kind of sucks. I mean, again, it's like the Emmanuel Sanchez thing. Neither of them were able to hit the featherweight. How great would it have been if both of them would have won in the fashions that they did, but both actually made the weight? We'll see how it goes from here on out. Lahat actually got knocked down with a jab in the first round. Carter, much smaller, looked way smaller. Not nearly in as good a shape either. But knocked him down with a pretty stiff jab, pretty stiff lunging jab there in the first round. And, I don't know, I guess kind of looked okay at first. But Noad recovered pretty quickly, got up, and eventually got a takedown and has, some superior grappling skills, as I talked about in the deleted episode. And he obviously got another submission victory. Rear naked choke. Let's go ahead and take a look at his record here. He is, 11-2. The last 2 wins have been a submission from a rear naked. Before that, he got KO'd with a flying knee. He's been KO'd with a flying knee 2 different times. Both of his losses have been a flying knee KO. That's crazy. He had, rear naked, triangle, rear naked, 4 rear nakeds, 2 triangles, few TKOs. Nice little performance going on for him here. He used to fight in the UFC, actually, I believe. Yep, sure did. 4 fights in the UFC. Pepe got KO'd. Diego Rivas got KO'd. Beat Backstrom. Beat Steven Seiler. Nothing great. Guess they just felt like it was kind of whatever. And then Bellator, it seems like a pretty good signing for them. We'll see what happens in the featherweight division. I mean, you'd like to see these people take the next step, but it's pretty tough when you are making weight. You're technically not a featherweight if you're not making the featherweight. So it's like you didn't get a featherweight win. So it's like, it's a sort of a yin yang sort of a situation for both Sanchez and Noad here on the 175 card. All right, and the last fight. Actually, before I even say that, so many people missed weight on this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 catch weight bouts on this card. So some 5 pounds was the heaviest miss. I mean, this is ridiculous. People need to fight at whatever weight they actually can make, or don't be in that fight. This is more weight. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8 people, 8 fights were at the weight they were scheduled to be at. 7 fights were a catch weight. That's pretty ridiculous. All right, but we move on to a lightweight bout, one that where both fighters made weight. Up-and-comer Steve Cazzola defeats Jake Roberts, TKO, some ridiculous power in this kid's hands. 28 seconds into the fight, stunned him, had him up against the fence, and was just throwing some mean fucking power hooks, like mean traditional 2-kill power hooks. Looked fantastic in that fight. 28 seconds into the fight, landed 10 heavy bombs, and gets the fucking knockout, or the TKO technically. Dude fell to the ground and we got a doctor's stoppage, or not a referee stoppage, my bad. But fantastic performance for Steve Cazzola. Let's go ahead and take a look at what his record is right now. Just 27 years old, fighting out of Team Quest San Diego. That's random. Black belt in Taekwondo, mainly just used punches, and a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. 8-0. TKO, his last, holy shit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 TKO victories in a row. Or KO. 7 KO to TKO victories in a row. Had a guillotine in his first fight. Looked fucking fantastic. I want to see what happens next with this kid. Give him a step up in talent competition, and we'll see what he's going to do. This dude looks fantastic. 5'11" at 155. He's very tall. 72.5-inch reach. Good reach. And excellent kickboxing skills. So Steve Cazzola, that might be super fucking cool. Lightweight's not huge. The fighters themselves are not huge in Bellator. Let me take a look. Yeah, Chandler's the champion. He's pretty fucking short. And, god damn, I can't even see anything else. This is stupid. I guess he's not that short. He's 5'8", but that's, 3 inches shorter than Cazzola. Obviously, Cazzola's not nearly as good as Chandler is right now, but I'd like to see him take a step up and see what he can be. And guess what? This will be the quickest actual episode of all time for the Intelligent Thoughts program, because this is the end of it. That was basically the wrap-up of the King Mo Rampage 2 fight for Bellator 175. It was actually, I guess, the second best promotion for him of the year after the San Jose promotion that was supposed to have Fedor on it. I think they did over $1 million in the buy rate, or the gate, excuse me. And then the TV, I guess, was the second most that they've had all year. So it was a good performance there on a cold weekend from the UFC when nothing was going on, to take the spotlight, especially with 2 veterans from the UFC. Good performance there for Bellator. They're coming right back, actually, this weekend with Bellator 176. And it's taking place in Torino, Italy, so that'll be pretty cool. 2 championship fights on this one. One of them actually in the kickboxing series. I don't think we're really going to talk about. Actually, we will. We'll talk a tiny bit about the kickboxing series, just because there's a couple of stars in there. And then the middleweight MMA fight, Rafael Carvalho versus Melvin Manhoef. That should be a sick-ass fight there for the championship.